I'm here to talk about overlanding, from how-tos, advice, gear, vehicle builds, and everything in between. Oh hey there, I'm Jeff. Welcome to Oh Hey There with Jeff. Today we're talking about brake controllers. I'm going to be installing this bad boy from REDARC, the Tow Pro Elite, into the Land Cruiser affectionately known as Gary. That's the 2008 cruiser that Rochelle has driven in the Rebel Rally, and we've taken it on various trips. It's had a brake controller in it, which has worked. However, there's a few little things that we wanted to change. One, this thing is so low profile, you don't even know it's there. And honestly, in our situation, it's kind of nice to have something that's out of the way because we have different people getting to different vehicles all the time. So when you're in convoy, you're switching out drivers, you're gonna have someone whose knee is gonna hit your controller like we have in our current situation. Now, if you've ever towed a trailer with electric brakes, you know how effective a control module for your brakes can be inside your cab. So the great application for us as overlanders and off-roaders is what this does for you on the trail, right? Because you're either fighting gravity or hoping gravity is gonna help you. And you can dial this thing to where you need it when you're pulling that weight behind you that would otherwise stop you or make you go too fast. And you can adjust your brake to the terrain that you're on. So let me walk you through this real quick, show you what we've got in here. So it comes with your actual control module. This is an inertia control module. And then it comes with a little remote. Then comes with your cabling system. So this talks between the remote and the brake module, and this actually plugs into your brake lines. And here I've got just a brake connection kit for a normal module, which is the same that's on the one that's currently in there. And we're gonna just tie this right into here. I'll snip that off and plug those in together. So then we also have, I'll show you this a little bit later, it's just a template for mounting your remote. And that'll just be for that knockout that we're gonna take care of. So it's really a pretty simple install. You have to kind of dig in there a little bit to get at it. One thing to note with this, since it is an inertia sensor in here, it has to be hard mounted underneath your dash panel there. So it's not something you zip tie in, it's something you actually have to screw down. We'll throw it together, I'll wire this up, and we'll show it going in. As you can see here, this is where our original brake controller has been installed. And it functions, it works. It controls your brakes the way you want it to. But it kind of gets in the way, and honestly it rattles a bit when you're going down the trail. Also, our other controller is a lot more simple. This has a few buttons on it, which is fine when you're just doing normal driving, but when you're on a trail or in a precarious position, you want something that's really simple. So we'll take this guy out and put the REDARC in. I just finished wiring in this harness. So we actually had one in here already from the previous brake controller. This is just a spare one, but I wanted to show what that looks like a little bit and really how simple it is. So this end goes to the factory harness. This end goes into the REDARC system. So I was able to just cut that off and it wires right in, colors match. So you have your white, which is your ground, your black, which is your battery, and blue, which goes to your brakes, and then you've got your red, which is your light for your control panel or for your remote. So a few things I did here, and I'll have you look at this, is you got a wire that goes into your ground over here. It's really simple. And then what I did, because we're gonna run these on multiple vehicles, is I wired them in so I can separate this if I want to, in the event that I need to change it out to a different vehicle if one goes bad. I know that there's a lot of people who don't like this system, but it's one, in a vehicle with great suspension, and two, it's gonna be tucked under here and very secure, so it's not gonna separate. And I will wrap all these up just to give them one extra layer there. So now I'm gonna take the old controller out, and I'm gonna pop in the new remote, which goes into a knockout right over here. Now the Land Cruiser knockout, this part just punches right out. I did have to trim just a little bit in here to get this to fit in on these sides here. This actually kind of clamps around that controller. So this just pop right in here now. And the controller comes in from the back side, and then the dial screws on. Now if you don't have a Toyota, this does come with a template, and you can mount this anywhere into your dash that you see fit. And that's really easy as well. You simply put this template on, drill a hole, or Mark, drill a hole, and then pull that cable through and pop your controller right in. So we've got our remote all wired in here. Gonna put the module in, so we just go like so. It's got a little indent on the back that lines up, locks in. Put this guy in, then you mount it underneath. So I'm actually gonna unplug this real quick and mount it. Just got some self-tappers. Gonna put that back in there and then make a service loop out the excess wire. Zip tie everything up real nice and put the panel back in. She'll be good to go. So there you have it. That's the install of the REDARC Tow Pro brake controller. As you can tell, it's really low profile, easy to use. All your settings right there at the turn of the dial, which is really nice. And then we got our old one over here, which again, it worked. It worked on the brakes the way we needed it to, but wasn't quite as streamlined. With us changing people in and out, you never know whose knee's gonna hit. And also with this, the REDARC works really well when you're off-roading because you can be driving, looking at what you need to do and knowing you're turning that dial and making your trailer brakes work the way you need them to. So it's a really simple install. You can put it on any vehicle, even if it's not a Toyota, and we are really happy with it. If you've got an off-road trailer, you need a brake controller. Let me know what you think. Give me some comments, questions, whatever you got, experience you have with brake failures on trailers, whether it's off-road or just rolling down the road. I'm sure there's people out there who understand the necessity of this. So yeah, let's have a conversation about it. We'll talk to you next time.